Am I a good person? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, this is Andy with Mindset Matters More. And today we are exploring what does it mean to be a good person? Because I usually wake up and I do my lessons and whatever it is that I'm learning at the time, whatever the flavor of the month is. And today we were talking about paradoxes. And I was thinking about the paradox of what it means to be a good person. Because I think a lot of people conflate being a good person with being a perfect person. And that's not true at all. Obviously, perfection is a lie. I've said it a million times. But what does it mean to be a good person? Like, yeah, you can be giving, you can be caring, you can be kind, you can be generous, you can donate, you can volunteer, you can but does that make you a good person? Now, outwardly, it might be yes. But have you ever been with a person who just gives you too much and you're just like, stop giving me this shit. I don't want it. But no, you need this. This is good for you. I want you to be happy. So I'm just going to keep giving you more and more and more. And you're just like, I don't fucking want this. And then you're mad at this person for giving you stuff. And you're like, what the fuck? I didn't want this shit. Stop giving it to me. And you quickly realize that, yes, the person's being generous, but it's coming from a place of them needing for you to love them, you needing to validate them, care about them. And we do that ourselves sometimes, right? We give thinking, oh, I'm such a good person. I just donated, brush my shoulder off. You know what I mean? We often have a lot of emotions tied to being kind, being generous, donating, volunteering. If we're doing it from a place of self-validation, then that's just fake. That's not real. That's not being a good person. So there's that paradox, right? Is that you can give, but you can also give too much. And so the teacher was describing this in such a beautiful way that I want to share it with you guys, okay? So say you have a cup, right? It's a small little 8-ounce cup. And I have this 2-gallon pitcher of water. And and you say, hey, I'm thirsty. Awesome. Opportunity for me to give you some of my water from my 2-gallon pitcher. So I start pouring, right? And it fills the cup up. And you're like, okay, thank you. But I'm like, no. You want water. I'm going to keep giving you water. So I keep giving you more water. But then the cup starts to overflow. But I keep pouring. I'm like, no, I'm going to give you so much water. You're never going to be thirsty ever again. You're never going to need water ever. I'm just going to keep pouring. And water is going everywhere now, all over the floor, all over my hands, up my sleeve. It fell on my shoe. But I'm just like, no. Here's more water. You asked for water. I'm going to give it to you because I love you so much. And this entire time, you're just like, this is too much. I do not want this. But no, I'm giving. You should love me because I'm giving to you and you're never going to need water again. I'm saving you. And you're just like, what the fuck? So you have to think about, what are you giving? How much are you giving? But more importantly, why are you giving? What is it about giving that makes it good, that makes it from God, that makes it something that is a divine union between you and the other person? Okay, so there's that paradox of, yes, I can give, I can be loving, I can be caring, but what is too much love? That's that obsession. That's the stalkerish behavior where they keep calling you. Why aren't you picking up? You said you call me back in 5 minutes. It's been 6 minutes. There's too much of a good thing, right? But on the other side is remembering my first statement that we are not perfect. So no matter what, we're going to fail. We're going to be angry. We're going to be frustrated. We're going to say things that we don't mean. We're going to do things that we don't intend. And how do we correct that? Does that make us automatically a bad person? Well, no. What makes it bad, and I use quote unquote bad just to relate it in terms, is when we don't acknowledge it, we don't accept it, and we don't try to correct it. Okay, so 3 things. First is acknowledging it. First, acknowledging, oh shit, I just did something bad, right? that you have the knowledge to know what's good and bad, right? Like, you can do an act and immediately feel like, oh, that wasn't right. There was something about what I just did. Now, the hard part isn't in the acknowledging it. It's the accepting that you did it, right? It's the, what am I going to do? Am I going to lean more into this action, or am I going to course correct? Am I going to apologize? Am I going to so that decision point is one of the hardest things to do, because we have our ego, right? It's like, oh, I just did this thing. I'm trying to defend myself. I was right in saying it like this. They made me do it. I couldn't help myself. But you know that it was wrong. You have this inclination of, oh, but I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be vindictive. I don't want to be spiteful. I don't want to be this person. That's not who I want to be. I want to be filled with love, joy, compassion, and all these things, right? So you recognize it, and then you accept it. The acceptance part's the fucking hardest part. But then it's actually doing something about it, being like, I'm sorry, let me fix it, let me make amends, let me atone, let me fix how I said this thing. I'm trying to communicate that I was hurt. I'm trying to communicate that I was lonely. I'm trying to communicate this. I was trying to do that. I was trying to do this. And, figuring out how to come from a place of love, compassion, and joy. So these are the elements, in my opinion, of what makes us a good person. Doing kind, good, beautiful acts, but coming from a place of humility with them. And when we fall off, acknowledge, accept, and correct. Those are the two things that I really feel like makes a good person, because it accepts our humanity. It accepts, that we're flawed, but it also acknowledges that we want to come from a place of good. And how do we do that? So what do you think? Do you think that there are other aspects to being a good person? Do you think that it's mandatory that you volunteer? Do you think it's mandatory to give money? Do you think it's mandatory to say nice and beautiful things or be creative? What do you think it means to be a good person? I would love to hear it, you guys. In the description, I'm going to put a link to my book, to my YouTube, and my email. Yes, I always put my email in here because I want you guys to know I am stupid accessible, okay? All right, guys. Love you. Bye.